Hey Taylor-tots, you know what time it is. I don't have a magic wand, but maybe it'll work. Let's see. Justice is served. Okay, I know, I'm totally nerding out. So I have had such an amazing day. It is night and day to yesterday. Gosh, it's like I'm like, again, over here trying to rhyme. I don't know what it is. It just happens, girl. It just happens. It just rolls off the tongue, baby. Just rolls off the tongue. Oh, okay, so a lot happened today. All fabulous, all awesome things. So I don't know if you can notice, but do I look a bit more tan than yesterday? I felt so good. Got a chance to go and lay by the pool today. So my partner Chris and I went and laid out. Was out there for about 2 hours. The water was perfect. They actually went out there and started treating the water. There was something going on. I think there was like some kind of like mushroom spore something that was growing in there. And by growing, I mean like very mildly. It was starting to turn a little bit green over the past couple of weeks. Every time we would go, we were noticing, it's like, is it getting a little bit green? Like, I can't really tell. They have these like very outdated tiles in the pool, and it's like a yellow and green tile around the edging. I know, very smart, very smart. So I could never really tell if it's like just like a reflection of the tile or if it was actually turning green. Well, come to find out, it was actually turning green. And it's so funny because we actually saw the president of the HOA a couple of days ago, which is so funny that now, you know, that yesterday's video obviously happened with all the neighbor drama. But again, we shook it off, girl. I sent that email and then we actually got a response. But to take it back, we laid out by the pool. The water was blue as all get out. It was stunning. We got to lay out. I got to just relax, put on some good music, and just really just vibe and just take a breath. The main reason why we decided to go lay out, one, because I wanted to go out. We had already planned this yesterday. I literally said, tomorrow, because we'll actually have some time, I would like to go lay by the pool. So, rewinding to the beginning part of the day, we slept in just a little bit. By sleep in, I slept till 10:30. And got up and took the girls out and walked the dogs, you know, and did all that. And when I say the girls, I mean the dogs. You'll have 2 Chihuahuas. I'll show them eventually, I promise. I will let their big personalities join the camera so you can see them. They are so fabulous. But again, so much energy. It was such a fantastic day, though. We ended up doing that, took care of the girls, sat down, and I decided, you know what, I want to play my PS5 for a little while. So I ended up downloading some vampire game. I don't know, I think there's a remake coming out in October that was supposed to have dropped in May, but this is a different, like, free version of a different game. It's really cool. So it almost is kind of like Fortnite, but with vampires, and like as you drink blood of these people, you can't do it in front of somebody else, or it actually puts the target on you and everybody comes after you. But it's mysterious, but it's fun because it's very fast paced. It's like a lot of action, and it's just fun. But I downloaded that, and then I downloaded another game named Kena. I think it was called Kena. So I'm gonna end up playing that. I haven't even turned that one on yet. But they started drilling again today, and I was like, you know what? Let's not even let it bother us. Let's just go and relax by the pool. So that's what we ended up doing. So we went and laid out, and while we were laying out, I said, you know what? I really want to go see the new, what is it called? I'm like, it's the the new Dumbledore movie. I can't want to say Harry Potter, but it's not Harry Potter. Fantastic Beast and the Story of Dumbledore, something like that. Absolutely amazing. I am a huge Harry Potter nerd, and I'm so shocked that I couldn't remember that. I love Harry Potter. Is anybody else a Potter fan? I love Harry Potter. So the funny thing is when I was actually in school, my parents used to punish me if I wasn't doing great in school, which was hardly ever. I was great in school, but my grades were not. I had a lot of issues with actually, put it this way. If you hand me something to read and to remember it, like study-wise, I'm not going to remember it. However, if you lecture, I can be doodling or drawing or whatever. I listen to every single thing you say, and I can remember it, and I can even say it back to you. The issue is one, a lot of it was just reading it and taking the test. But then the other part too is also when it came to reading the test, they would word it differently than what you would read it in a book to try and, like, I guess, I don't know, make it a little bit harder for you to remember things. Not to remember things, but it's just worded differently. So for myself, it seemed harder. Let's say it that way. So I struggled a lot in school. And so for punishment, my parents would make me sit at the kitchen table from the time I came home from school till the time I went to bed. It never did anything. It didn't help. It didn't work. But what it did do is give me an opportunity to read every single Harry Potter book that there was. So I would sit there, finish my homework, and then I would just read all the books. And that's the thing, and that's what's so funny about it, is I told my mom at one point, I said, do you understand that my homework isn't the issue? I do my homework. I turn everything in. I'm failing tests. I cannot remember this stuff. And it's because they literally want you to read chapters and just take a test. I don't learn that way. And it actually took until I did not go to college, full and graduate and all that stuff. I was co-oping in high school. So I would do half the day high school and then half the day at college. And I took Biology 103, and that's actually the teacher that taught me that I am more of an auditory learner, meaning if you are lecturing or speaking, that is how I retain everything. Because he thought I was just drawing and ignoring him in class one day. And he calls on me and he asked me a few questions and I answered everything right. Well, then later on, I think it was a couple weeks later, he was like, hey, can you stay after class so we can talk? And I was like, sure. And of course, I'm like, great, I'm going to be in trouble for something. And I don't know what, because I was a great student, was never late, always did my homework, all that stuff. Well, he started talking to me and asking me questions about his class and asked me questions. Well, come to find out, he was having conversation, but he was asking me every single question that was on the test that I just failed. And I actually scored perfect on it when he was talking to me about it. And he's like, I just don't understand how he's like, I get it now. You do not, your tests are a struggle for you. And I said, absolutely. I said, I can't remember it. I don't know why. It's the way that it's worded. I can't remember how to answer it. And he was so awesome. And that now, long term, has helped me so much because I realized I wasn't struggling because I just couldn't get it. I needed to be taught differently. And it's really cool to know that people actually cared enough to actually do that for me. So I now do that for my teams. So sometimes you don't say this is how much we have to do, a dollar amount. Sometimes you just need to say, what is your favorite product? Perfect. All right, if your goal is this, how many of that item do you need to sell to make your goal today? And it's that easy. And it makes it so much more relatable. But for the Harry Potter situation, the movie was fantastic. We went to iPic. I don't know if any of you have been to iPic. iPic is fantastic for movies. The reason why is, one, they have it in 2 people pods. So you and one other person is in your little pod, and you get to order a full menu. They have entrees, appetizers, desserts. They have cocktails, wine, sodas, things like that. So it's great for, instead of going to dinner, to do that for dinner. So that's what we ended up doing. And sorry, my beard is a little itchy. I'm like, I need to trim it down. But it was fantastic. The food was great. So I ended up getting the buffalo chicken spring rolls. So they take shredded grilled chicken and put it into a wonton wrapper and deep fry it. And it has blue cheese and celery. Live for it. Chris ended up getting tandoori chicken, I think is what it was. And then we ended up getting a dessert. And then I had 1 glass of wine, and he had, I don't know, some kind of wine drink. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, but it was fantastic. The movie was great. So I will tell you, the movie was a little bit longer than expected, because I expect Harry Potter movies to be longer, but the Fantastic Beasts really haven't been that long. And but it was good. I mean, it kept you engaged. It was so fantastic. If you haven't watched any of the other ones, watch those before you go, because there's a couple of scenes where you're like, what? And then again, we're sitting there, and of course, the Johnny Depp topic comes back up, because again, Grindelwald is not the same character. It was Johnny Depp in the first movie and second movie, the first 2 movies, I think, or just the first one, I can't remember. But this one was somebody completely different. And of course, I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, isn't this who Johnny Depp was playing? So again, because of Amber Heard and her mouth, there went Johnny's contract for something amazing, because who doesn't love Harry Potter and magic? I mean, there's going to be a lot of people out there that don't like it, I get it. But, I mean, the people that do love Harry Potter are going to go watch Fantastic Beasts, because obviously it's related, and it's, years before Harry Potter was even born and things like that. So it's a lot to keep it in it's almost like you keep the passion going because you're watching the others, because we really just wish you would come out with more Harry Potter. You're just dying for more Harry Potter. And it was so good. I'm not going to go into detail about the movie because I don't want to spoil it for you. If you haven't seen it yet, please go watch it. It is so good. It's a feel-good movie also because there's a couple of scenes that you're just like, oh, because you've built up this story with the other two movies into this one now. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that this played out and that this happened. And oh, it feels good that I finally get a little closure with this. I don't know if y'all are like that when it comes to movies being not redone, but and sequels and things like that, and you're really invested. And when they do a good job, because I will tell you, there's been a lot of movies that they have done a sequel and a prequel and, you know, a quadruplet or whatever it's called. And and girl, they get worse and worse and worse every single time. Like, you're like, what in the world? What is that one movie? I think it's Wrong Turn. And it's like, they're on like Wrong Turn 10 at this point, and it was bad past the first one. Like, the first one was great. The second one was a struggle and a half. The Hills Have Eyes. The first one was fantastic. The second one, Struggle Bus USA. I don't know if y'all agree with me with that. You can leave it in the comment box, girl. And then we decided to go get a massage. So we went to the same place we went last Sunday to get a massage. So we did an hour foot massage. And they did such a great job. The only thing is we're not going to be going back. The lady that works there, I think she's the manager. I don't think she's the owner. She was extremely rude to our friend last time we went, and got kind of snippy with her and really didn't want to do anything. And to put in perspective, like, her daughter does a collab with them. So like, she's literally telling people that follow her to go there. So the way that she was treating people when they were coming in was not really okay, you know. And I thought maybe she's just having a bad day, and I was like, whatever, girl. Like, I'm not really worried about it. I'm here to get a service and enjoy myself and kick it. Well, tonight, I guess there was supposed to be something refunded to our friend, and the lady was so rude. As soon as we walked in the door, and immediately our friend is like, hey, you were supposed to refund me. I think it was like $70 or something like that. And the lady goes, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot, and I wasn't able to call you this week. So it had been a week since, you know, obviously that this happened, and we were like, it's all good. Well, we're here to, you know, get our service, blah, blah. And I think she said she'd apply it to the services this time, which was great. I was like, awesome. So no big deal. Obviously, it's not ours. Like, it wasn't our money. So we weren't really listening and no conversation. Well, we get done, and the lady is like mad because I guess that she wanted her to like overly excessive tip because she took it off of her bill. But she's like, but this is supposed to be something that you were supposed to have taken like care of before. So who knows? Let's just say this. Service was fantastic as far as the actual massage itself, but we're not going back. We ended up just leaving. We were like, girl, we can't do with this. Like, this is mysterious. You just sit in here, girl, and your business is going to start taking a toll on it because of how you're treating every person that walks in. And it's so crazy because we make the comment how you treat everybody when they're coming in. And people are like, well, how do you know? Well, honey, the funny thing is when you're actually in there getting your massage, it's in this room, but it has lattice around it, so you can hear through the lattice. Because, like, here's the massage tables and here's the lattice, and that's where they walk in to sign in and to get their service. And it's so funny because we're sitting there listening, and like the way she was talking to everybody, I was like, oh my gosh, I am so, like, I'm nervous for her because I'm nervous somebody's gonna pop off. But again, our service was fantastic. Our masseuse was phenomenal, and we kicked it. We were like, bye, girl, bye. We are done with this. But it was so good to have just such a relaxing day, and it feels so good. And, you know, the HOA, person over the HOA, she reached out, and, you know, she said, thank you so much for the pictures and the videos, or not the pictures, but the videos, and the explanation of what was going on. I've already reached out to them. Thanks again. And I was like, okay, awesome. And again, I don't want them getting in trouble or, you know, not getting in trouble. I just want, we're not going into it. Let's just say that. We're not going to go into it. It doesn't matter. That was yesterday, and today is a new day, and we're not worried about it. And, but again, I want to tell you something. And when I say again, I said this last night in my video, but it was towards the end of the video, and I know some of you do not like a negative post, so you probably didn't stay for the entire thing, but I just want to tell you I am so appreciative of how much you support me and how many of you have become now part of the Taylor-tot family. And I am nothing, like, I mean, my channel is nothing And my visibility is nothing without all of you supporting me. And I really appreciate it. And I got a really cool story to tell you for today. And I know she's going to comment on this video today. And I'm excited for her to put her story in there of what happened today, which is Sunday, but obviously you're watching it now, which is Monday. So this fabulous diva, I'm not going to say names in case she doesn't want people bothering her, but she ended up going to see Rich Lux in California today because he did a meet and greet with a beauty brand. And again, I can't talk about brands, so I'm sorry. I wish I could give you a shout out because you're amazing, sir. And you have some great product, and you yourself are fantastic and are really rocking it out in your business. But I can't talk about it. I'm sorry. I can't even say the name. But he was doing a meet and greet / PR with this amazing brand that he works with all the time. And Steve, I think you're fantastic. I was so excited to be getting a FaceTime call from Rich, and I was like, why is Rich FaceTiming me? And so I'm literally like sitting there on the couch and I'm, playing the video game. So like I'm in the middle of this game that is like Fortnite where you can't pause it, girl. Like you got to keep going or you die. And I said, let me answer this because it must be important if he's calling me now. I thought he was busy. So I open it up and of course I'm sitting like this and he goes, Justice, everybody, he didn't say everybody. He said, I have had multiple people come up and ask where you were and ask for you, and they love you so much. And I have somebody here that wanted me to FaceTime you so that she could actually say hello and tell you how much she loves your channel. And I was like, oh my gosh, I immediately turned, I was so flushed. I was blushing because I love it. It makes me so warm and fuzzy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, for somebody to actually care enough to want to watch my channel like that. For me, I just feel like I'm on here just chit-chatting and just talking. And I don't even know if people are even interested in what I'm talking about, but it just feels good to be able just to talk. And I know sometimes I will put on channels that are the same way. They're just chit-chatting and it's just you feel like you're in the room with them. But this young lady was amazing. She was so excited to be able to say hey, and she had seen me on Rich's page also. So I was so excited that she literally came up and said, hey, where's Justice? Let's call him or let's FaceTime him. Because she said that she wasn't going to go. And she said, I had decided I wasn't going to go. And then she goes, and then you popped into my head and said, just go, girl. Just get out and go. And so she did. And so she went and I guess she had a great time. But I know that I really appreciate you taking the time to get Rich to pick up his phone and to FaceTime me. It made me feel so good, and it made my day even brighter. I mean, I think that I was shining more than the sun at the moment because I was so excited. But this is why I do this. This is why I get on camera and I talk to you. And I really appreciate it because, again, I understand that you have a choice to watch any channel that you want to watch, but you're choosing to stay on my channel. You're choosing to watch with me. You're choosing to support me. And I will tell you, I say I'm tailor-made, and people don't know what that means. And I want to explain it to you. So my name is Justice Taylor. That's why I say justice is served. Obviously, it's cute, it's marketable, but saying tailor-made, the Taylor family in its own as a whole is a fantastic family that is always so upbeat and positive and help each other out and are so unified and help other people. Even if they were doing a pageant or whatever it may be, they're really quick to say, yeah, I'll help you out, or yes, I'll do this. But when it comes to my Taylor-tots and being tailor-made, what that means to me is that I am being molded by every situation that I encounter, which we all are. We all go through this same thing. But I am being molded because, you take the time to write one word or to write a paragraph. And I tell you right now, I read every single word of what you put in the comments. Every single word. And it doesn't always have to be positive. I get it. Sometimes you're not going to like something that I post, and I get it. And my feelings aren't hurt. But we are growing. And, I'm growing because there's things that you've mentioned that maybe I didn't know. And so I'm, Googling it, going from your comment, Googling something, looking at what it is, or putting it on something where I want to watch it later. So that way I can connect with you more. And that way we're more relatable. And the thing is just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's something great. Maybe I just didn't know about it. And so it's been really cool to see a lot of the interaction from all the fabulous Taylor-tots out there. And, you know, the other story that I'm going to tell you before I hop off of here, because I'm going to go and edit this and it's already midnight. So I want to get this done because I have to work. I have a huge work week, but I'm still going to post every day. Still going to post every day. So the last story I'm going to talk about is merch. Okay. So this individual, I'm not going to say her name. She's more than welcome to comment and say what she got, and all those things, but I appreciate her. She is on every single one of my social media platforms. I think except for Facebook, but she always interacts and comments and likes and shares and does all kind of stuff for me, as far as my posts go. And just, I really appreciate it. But she actually went and purchased merch, and she ended up buying a sticker. She bought a drawstring bag with my logo on it. That was Justice is Served. And then she ended up purchasing a spiral notebook, and she got, I think, a pen, as well, like a button. And I am so excited that you are supporting me that way. And here's the thing, Redbubble takes a lot of money, to when you're like purchasing. I know it's not cheap. So for me, I appreciate you doing that until I get bigger and I can find somebody that's going to do my merch for me. And I'm not having to do like minimum purchases and things like that to keep it. Right now, Redbubble's the only avenue that I have. But I have had a couple people saying, why can I not do the super things for you? Why can't I do, you know, things that make money? I'm not monetized right now, just so you guys know. So I'm not making any money off any videos that I post. So just know I'm doing this, one, of course, to get the watch time up to 4,000 hours. But I'm also doing this because eventually I want justice to be served everywhere. I want Taylor-tots to be flooding the streets, because again, what I said last night is that if we are creating a family for everyone to feel included, I'm excited that it's the Taylor family. And I want you to keep growing and spreading this love to every single person you come in contact with, because you may think that you don't have a lot of influence on someone else. You may not have, you know, whatever amount of followers and subscribers or whatever presence on social media, but do you realize that you even smiling at somebody on the street that you don't even know, it may change their entire day. And it's all because you chose to give that acknowledgement for 1 second out of your day. And you think I'm kidding. I have this habit that I've made myself do, especially working in the public, is recognizing the beauty in every single person that I see, whether they're there to purchase or not. Because for me, I want you to know that, like, I see you. Like, I see you. I'm not just here to look at you, but I see you. And I may comment on, you have a great bag, or wow, your skin looks amazing today, or I love your hair. You know, and the thing is it's genuine, because for me, there is something beautiful in every single person. Always, always, always. And even when you don't like somebody or you're mad at somebody, there's always something positive that you can say about that person. There is. And if you can't, then step back and get to know them better until you can. But how long does it take to look at somebody and be like, oh my gosh, wow, those shoes are super, like, those are super cute. Or wow, your hair looks amazing today. I mean, the thing is you're not blowing smoke up people's ass. You're being realistic, okay? Don't sit here and give a compliment just to give a compliment. It needs to be genuine. And for me, that's just my personality. I'm over the top. I'm super bubbly, and I notice things like that. But I'm also that person who's going to notice when you get a haircut. It may have been like this much off of it, but I'm going to notice. That's just how I am. Because for me, my passion is people. My passion has always been people. I could care less if somebody buys something or sends me a tip or anything like that. I could care less. I could care less if somebody comes to the show and tips me whatsoever. But if you are excited and you're hyped up and you're cheering me on, or you come in and you are just supporting, just test driving something when it comes to work-wise, you know what? I appreciate you even coming and sitting with me, girl. There's a million freaking people in this world that you could go and talk to or go see, whether it come to work or drag, or now YouTube. But you're choosing to come to me. And I am so appreciative of it, okay? Just to answer the questions for those that ask, and I know that there's, you know, some people have put it in the comments, some people has inboxed me and just ask, and I'm just going to put this on here. So I went back and added today on all of my videos, or I did it yesterday, sorry. I keep thinking in the mindset of the day I'm actually in, not the day you're watching the video. But I went back in and somebody suggested that I should put my merch link, my my PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, just in case somebody wants to send something, because obviously I'm not monetized. You can't do super thanks or anything like that. And you can't tip on the YouTube platform until I'm monetized. So that is an option. It's in the comments, just in case you do want to get anything. You do not have to do a single thing for me. You watching and you communicating with me and just interacting is enough for me. I'm telling you right now, zero obligation to do anything. But I want to put it out there because there have been people that have asked, and I don't want to just keep copying and pasting it to their comment. So I'm making it easy. So just know every single video, when it comes to the long tutorials, or my longer videos, I put it in the comment section, not comment section. I put it in the information section, or whatever it's called, the description. There we go, in the description. So, struggle bus USA over here. So just know going forward, it's always going to be in there to make it easy for everybody in case they get it. I just want to say thank you again so much for helping me get through my crappy day yesterday. It changed quick. Again, it is petty stuff. Somebody put that in my comments, and it was petty. Things are petty, and sometimes we let small petty things build up to just one issue that really isn't that big of an issue. And I really sometimes have to just dial it back and understand that we get frustrated quickly, and it's really not that big of a deal. And I'm telling you again, I say this all the time, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. So even tonight, the lady, it wasn't that big of a deal. I don't even care. Do your thing, girl. But I appreciate you being out here. As you can tell, Justice is getting tanner and tanner and tanner. The more you get, the more bronzy this girl is going to be. If you can't tone it, you tan it. So I'm going to look thin because I am bronze, baby. But thank you so much for joining me on this day's episode. I'm not going to say which day because, girl, I keep messing it up. On today's episode of Justice is Served, I appreciate all of you Taylor-tots. See you tomorrow. Bye, girl.